So why do you need a mega ohm meter, a Megger like this ET600? What's the use of it? Well, a lot of times when you have a ground fault circuit breaker or ground fault receptacle tripping, you're not going to be able to detect that ground fault with a regular ohm meter. I've got this in, continuity mode. If I'm shorting it out, probe to probe, it can detect that. When I actually measure this fixture that had a lot of water and it was faulted, I'm measuring open line, and that's because it's only applying like 3, maybe 9 volts, whatever the battery is in this thing. That's what it's applying to these probes to see, how much current's going to flow, and it's not enough voltage to push through that fault that we know is there. If we take these same probes and we switch them over to the mega ohm meter that's testing at 125 volts, then when we make this measurement right here between the ground and the neutral of this fixture, we see that it's only 8 kilo ohms, only 8,000 ohms is what it's measuring. So that fixture right there is faulted, 8,000 ohms. If you have 24,000 ohms or less on a 120 volt circuit, you're gonna of ground fault, you're going to draw more than 5 milliamps. So if you draw more than 5 milliamps, you're going to trip a normal GFI device. And this one's, only 8,000 ohms at 125 volts. This is why you need a mega ohm meter, because with this normal continuity tester, ohms test, both of them measure ohms. This one measures ohms by putting a 3 to 9 volt battery onto the circuit. This one measures ohms by pumping up the voltage with special circuitry to 125 volts to simulate a realistic condition. And under that realistic condition, we can see, there's a fault. That's where it is. That's why you need a Megger to trace a ground fault in a circuit, and that's why a regular ohm meter doesn't work for this type of a ground fault that's caused from moisture and so forth. This will work great for a dead fault if you wired it wrong, but it won't find faults like this. You need a mega ohm meter and set it to 125 volts to trace that fault through the circuit.